Stampers, it's Gigi with Stamp FUNatics, and thank you for joining me for week 3 of our 12 weeks of Halloween. And I have this cute little treat bag for you today that we're going to be making, and we're going to be using our cauldron bubble, and that is our stamp set with our matching framelits. So this can be purchased as a bundle for a savings of 10%, so you might want to think about that. It does cut out a lot of these shapes that are on there. So let's get started. Today we're going to be using a piece of our designer series paper that is part of that set. It's Toil and Trouble. And it is the back of these pumpkins. It's these cute little brooms. And so we're going to cut it down, and we're cutting it in half to 6" by 12. So you can get 2 of these bags out of 1 sheet of designer series paper. Let's bring in our scoring tool. And we're going to start on the portrait side. And with the brooms, it really doesn't matter because they're both upside down and right side up. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to score on this portrait side, which is the shorter side. We're going to do it at 2 inches. Then we're going to turn it to our landscape or long side, and we're going to score at 1 inch, 3 3/4, 6 1/2, and 9 1/4. Okay. And then we're just going to fold along our lines. So let's go ahead and fold on the long one first. And with boxes or bags, you definitely want to take your bone folder, and this is your bone folder, and just get a good crease on your designer series paper, because you want your edges to be sharp when you're putting together a box or even a bag. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, there is a 1 inch side here, as you can see. Let's turn it over this way, you might be able to see a little better. And we're going to cut that little rectangle off with our scissors, right up to that score line. Okay, and then the rest of them, we're just going to go ahead and cut right on the scored line for the rest of these squares. Okay, and this one. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to use a little bit stronger adhesive because this is going to be a treat bag, and I haven't decided what I want to put in it yet. So I want to make sure it's not going to come apart on me. So I'm going to go ahead and use our tear and tape. And then when I put this bag together, which will be like this, I'm going to make sure that that's going to be the back of my bag. So this one will be the front, and I want to put some tape on this too right now. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple strips just on that front tab, because that's the way I'll close my bag later. And there. Use the nail there. I think I've got too much on this one. Yeah, I do. Let's cut that back a little bit. Okay, and with tear and tape, you just want to make sure that you get your corners down really well, and that's going to help you when you go to peel it up. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. And there we go. Just going to bring my edge around to the corner there and just slide it along and bring it flat. Now, at this point, you can store these flat if you were making a lot of them and you wanted to have them, you know, for later. That's fine. Okay, so now, like I said, this is going to the back of my box. And so I'm going to put my sides in, bring up the back, and now I'm going to take the front one and take these off. And we're just going to close up the bottom of the box, nice and even, just like that. Okay, so let me find, there we go, this is the front. Now I'm going to just take my fingers and pinch in the side of this, just like that. And I'm going to take one of my library clips and I'm just going to close it at the top. Over here. There we go. And I'm just going to keep that closed until I'm ready. So that's our box, and it's a pretty good size inside there, so you can put a lot of your Halloween treats. All right, now let's get started with our little banner here that we're going to make in the front. And what I did was I took some of our cardstock, and let me get this. I have a piece of green here, and this is just a smidge under 2 inches by 4. And I'm going to use my banner punch and just make it look like a banner at the bottom. I'm going to take my black, and I'm going to take some black cardstock, use our starburst punch, and go ahead and punch that out. And let's see, our orange, I'm using a 2-inch circle. And this is our pumpkin pie cardstock. So that's about it for our punching. And they're just going to layer, and this will layer on top of that. But before I do that, I want to do a little bit of stamping. So I'm going to be using this cute little star stamp that came in the set. And that's the one that's up here at the top, the Cauldron Bubble set. And I am going to take first some of my green. Now let me get a piece of paper here. And I'm just going to take my Granny Apple green ink. Let me get my ink. And I'm just doing green on green. And I'm going to take the stars and just sort of put them all over. It just kind of made it look festive, and I liked it. I think that'll do. Well, let's get over that since I made a little mistake there. All right, and then on top of that, we're going to put this, and then we're also going to put this. But before we do, I want to stamp that too. I'm going to use first my black Memento ink, and I'm going to stamp our saying trick or treat. And I'm going to kind of put it off to the left here so I have room for my cat. All right. And now I'm going to take a few more of those stars. I'm going to use my pumpkin pie ink. And I'm just going to put a few stars there, maybe some down there, and maybe even some over there. I think that's good. Let's put maybe a few more up there. Okay, just wherever you want them. And then we're going to get ready to stamp our cat and our broom. So let's put this aside, and we'll get a piece of our white, Whisper white paper. I have my cat, and I have my broom. And again, I'm going to use Memento ink. Just going to ink that up. And then I'm also going to ink up my cat. Good. And then we're going to take out the big shot, and we're going to go ahead and use some of our framelits to cut these out. What we can do before we cut it out, though, is go ahead and color. So I have a few blends that I'm going to be using today. Inside his ears, I've decided to use the light Calypso Coral. And then I'm using my light Smoky Slate, the darker Smoky Slate for the cat. And then for the broom, I'm using a light Crumb Cake. And, oop, I did have one more color. Let's see, I think it was this one. I was using the darker of the Daffodil Delight for the bottom of the broom. So let's start coloring a little bit here. And we'll get this, that's that nice broom color that I liked, if I could see in the lights here. And we're just going to color the bristles just a little randomly. Okay. And then I'm also going to use my light Crumb Cake and just do the handle. Make sure I'm in the camera. Okay. And And then, like I said, for his ears, I'm going to start with the lighter color first and do the light Calypso Coral, and that's going to just make them stand out a little bit. And his nose, too. Did want to do the nose. And then I'm going to take my light Smoky Slate and go ahead and do the cat. And I'll show you how I'm going to blend this. And let's do his face. He's so cute. I love the expression on his face. It is just so adorable. I don't know who wouldn't like him. There. Okay, now I'm going to take my darker Smoky Slate for a little bit of blending, and I'm just going to add a little bit around here and maybe this side of his face a little bit. And I'm going to take my lighter one and I'm just going to blend that together so it's not so harsh. And that's how I'm doing my blending. Okay, let's go up in the ear a little bit there. Okay. And so when you blend, you kind of want to do it from one side as if it was a shadow. And then we're going to have our broom, and let's get our big shot and let's start cutting them out. All right. So what I'm going to need are 2 of our framelits. I'm going to need the broom and the cat. All right, so let's fidget with the cat first. See if we can get that without jumping around. Sometimes my magnets like to jump. I think they're cooperating though today, yay. And then the broom, I'm gonna put in over here and maybe just bring it down a little bit. Looks pretty good. All right, and then I'm ready to put it through the big shot. I love when they do the cutting on the big shot and I don't have to fussy cut. And there's my cat. And here's my broom. Perfect. All right, let me just put these framelits back. Don't want to lose them. You know how that does. Goes into the black hole and you never find them again. Okay, so let's get rid of the big shot. All right, now I did get a little more white on this side than I wanted, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that down just a little bit more. There we go. That's a little better. All right, I think we're ready to assemble now. So on this, I actually just took a little bit of snail and just put a little bit on the broom under the trick or treat. Let's see, let's get it like that. And then I am going to take my cat and I'm going to put some mini dimensionals on him. Just like one there and one there. Okay. And let's add him on the broom. He's going for a ride. And then I have these great faceted gems. Let me open up my little container. This is where I keep all my gems and things. And I have these great faceted dots. I'm using the black ones. And I'm just going to put a couple around, maybe one up here and a couple on the bottom. And maybe down there. Okay, and then I'm ready to take this. I think I'm going to use a dimensional and pop them up. This is a box, so I like it to have a little bit of dimension to it. Go ahead and put a few on there. And put this piece on our black starburst piece. And then this piece, I'm going to use a few more dimensionals to put it on our banner. And then we're almost done. Okay, so this is going to go on just about there. And then I'm going to attach that with the library clip right to our bag. Cute. And I couldn't resist using our ribbon. This is that new gorgeous, let's see, what are they calling it? Black Noir. Look at it though. It has those beautiful sparkles of silver in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a bow. This is how I do it. I come around from the back and just kind of adjust it to the size you want. When you get it, tie it tighter. And then I'll go ahead and cut that. All right. And then I used a glue dot. And let me find the next one right there. And I'm just going to put it on the bottom of our clip so it won't affect me opening and closing my bag with the clip. And there you have it. That's it. We're done. Yay! So look how cute these are. Aren't they adorable? Who wouldn't want a little treat for Halloween? And it's a trick or treat. I mean, it's nothing gory or anything. Like I said, I'm about the happiness at Halloween. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and continue to watch my 12 weeks of Halloween. I'll have more for you. Thanks, and have a great day. And if you need any of these products, you can just go to StampFUNatics.com and you can shop, hit the click shop, and you can shop for these products. Thank you. And on my blog, I will also have all of the supplies that we used in this video. Thank you and have a great day.